Hello everyone, I took the PhD qualification exam last Saturday, and I'd like to share some of my feelings about it now. So, first of all, what is the PhD qualification exam? I think in many other majors and in many other universities, the PhD qualification exam is a defense. It means that you need to introduce your research direction, you introduce what you like to do in your future researchers through your PPT, and maybe you will start with a review of the previous literatures and what people did previously, and what you are going to do and what is new in your research. And then the professors will ask you some questions, and you need to answer these questions, and then the professors will decide whether you can pass this qualification exam. But our PhD qualification exam is different. It is a real exam. It's not a defense. It's a real exam, and it's made up of two parts. One is classical physics, and the other one is modern physics. It contains most of the courses we learned in our undergraduate study in the major of physics. And we need to take this exam in our first 2 years as a PhD student. You know, my PhD program lasts for 5 years and might be delayed for 1 or 2 years, and so we need to pass this exam in the first 2 years, and in every semester we have a chance to take this exam. So we totally have 4 chances to take this exam, and we need to pass it. So why do we have this exam? Maybe because that most of the students in the physics major in our university entered this this university through the summer camp, not through the examination. So, although most of us have very high GPA in our and are from very good universities in our undergraduate life, we might forget what we learned several years ago. So maybe this exam can help us to give us a chance to review what we learned in our undergraduate life, which is important. Yeah, and I think we will also need to take the defense I mentioned above, maybe later, maybe 1 year later or 2 years later. I don't know the exact time, but we still need to take that kind of traditional qualification exam. But that's the thing, 1 or 2 years later, I think. I think during my reviewing of this real exam, I feel that it seems as if I'm seeing my old friends. The knowledge I learned from freshman to senior. Yeah, I see myself from the undergraduate years. I I review this knowledge through watching my own videos on Bilibili. Yeah, because yeah, so I strongly feel that as when making videos, I can improve my own knowledge through the filmmaker technique, and I can also watch my own videos to review what I learned. So yes, this is another advantage of making videos about some academic contents. And I think compared with watching the materials written by others, watching the textbooks or watching the videos that other students made, the most efficient way to review the knowledge is watching your own video. It's also okay to read your own notes, but the video is better, I think, because it contains the information of your voice and some of your emotions in it, not just the words. And it's also quite interesting to watch my own videos. I mean, I myself, in 3 years ago, teach me right now. It's quite an interesting thing, I think. And anyway, after finishing all the undergraduate courses of physics, and I look back on those courses, I can have some brand new feelings. When I learned every single course when I was an undergraduate student, I have to focus on the details and work ahead step by step, which is a quite tough process. Sometimes I can only see a tiny part of it and be stuck into some points. So it's hard to have a big picture. But right now, after learning much more courses, you can see those knowledge from a wider perspective. And then for some points, I can clearly remember when I learned them. I thought they're so tough, and it's so terrible for me to learn about such tough things, and it's also so boring because I don't know. I don't understand why I should learn this, and why is the connection with others. But right now, I after learning some other courses and some general techniques, general regulations of physics, it is much easier for me to understand the things that I thought difficult to understand. Maybe I'm still not very familiar with the detailed derivations of formulas. However, I have a better mastery of the picture. It means that so I think those things I thought boring and tough become interesting, quite much more interesting right now for many of them. I can see the connections between this knowledge and other knowledges. A good connection, and I can see much more applications. Yeah, through this review, I did many exercises. Not too many, but some exercises, and find that many of the exercises are based on the frontier researches. That is true. Yeah, when I was an undergraduate student, before entering the laboratories, I didn't know that. I thought these problems are just designed by the teachers and just some mathematical techniques, mathematical operations. However, it's not. Many of the problems, many of the questions are just based on real researches. So right now, after entering the laboratory and after knowing much about the history of physics, I find that many of the problems are important in history, and many of them are still foundations of the frontier researchers today. So it seems that doing exercises can also open my mind for the researchers. It's quite interesting. Yeah, maybe it's more efficient to listen to the lectures to know about new fields. But it's also okay to take the exercises to learn about the new fields. In this way, you can be more familiar with the foundations. You can be more familiar with the connection between the basic foundations that might be developed several years ago or several decades ago, and the connection between them and the physics research today. How the physics research today are based on those traditional ideas, and what are the new ideas? How to have a small revision of the traditional formula, the traditional theorem, to form a new one and adapt to the new experimental discoveries. Yep, and as I mentioned before, for this exam we have a total of 4 chances to pass it. So actually I'm not too nervous. I don't need to be too nervous, but I'm still a little nervous because it might be a habit. Before an exam, I'm nervous about it. I'm It has been a habit for me that before an exam, I need to spend all my time on it, and it's just like a wartime. When facing a war, a country, the economics of the country goes into a wartime economy, and you don't have time to do other things. Just focus on the war. This is quite similar. Uh, yeah, in my undergraduate uh, life, every time I face an exam, I think that the exam is the most important thing. And before finishing the examination, I cannot do things that are not related with the exam. Other things should be delayed after the exam. I thought in this way, so I'm being very nervous. But this time, compared with undergraduate exams, I'm not that nervous. I'm trying to persuade myself that I had four chances, and I want to try a new way to face the exam. Yeah, I hope to uh, study normally and do research normally while just having a fraction of my time on reviewing for the examination. But there was a problem that the teacher didn't notify us the exact time of the examination a long time in advance. In August, I thought that maybe the exam will be in September. Maybe the exam will happen right after coming back to university, right after the semester begins and we enroll into this university. So I started to review in the midterm of August, but by that time I didn't spend much time. And yeah, and uh, and in September, after uh, coming to the campus, I still spend a small fraction of time here. I went to Hefei to attend the international conference on September, and during that time I was quite nervous because if the exam will happen after I coming back to Beijing, I won't have time to review for it to the conference. But by that time, the teacher told us that this exam will happen after the National Day holiday in October. So I felt quite relaxed at that time, and I can just focus on the conference. And during the National Day holiday, it was 8 days. It was quite boring, and I spent much time on reviewing the exam. I didn't went out for traveling. Actually, I'm not good at traveling, and maybe I don't even enjoy traveling much. And so I always feel quite boring during the vacations. And actually, the exam makes my life much more colorful. Actually, and it's not that boring. So I spend much time reviewing for it, and uh, and after the holiday, um, because the teacher told us that the exam will be held in the mid of October. Now we guessed that it will be on the weekend of the after the first week after the National Day holiday. So I was quite nervous because during the National Day holiday I reviewed much of the fundamental concepts, but I didn't do much exercises. So I was a little nervous at the time. So during that week I didn't take the courses very seriously actually. When having the courses, sometimes I listen to the courses, listen to the teacher and just review and just do exercises at the same time simultaneously. It's not good, but it has been a habit because I'm a little nervous about it. And for the homework, if the homework will be handed in after the exam, I will just delay it after the exam. Yeah, but I can still remember that is on Tuesday of that week. The formal notification came, and it said that the exam will be held on the weekend on the Saturday of the second week after the National Day holiday, just last Saturday. So So I stopped lending time for reviewing and just took the courses normally. And last week, I really spent much time on the exam, but there are too many exercises, too many problems, too many questions. I cannot finish all of them. So I didn't take the courses very seriously last week, and after, and I just need to I was trying to survive the courses and try my best for the exam. And last Saturday the exam finally came, and I find that there are two parts of the exam. One is classical physics, and the other is modern physics, and they are two very very different styles. The classical exam is very very easy. It's so easy, and I feel that because there are approximately 20 to 30% of people will fail this exam. And whether to pass the exam is not according to the score, but according to your ranking. A particular percentage of students will fail this exam, and they have to take it next time. So this is a very fierce competition, and this is the background, and in the exam in the morning, it's so easy. I even think that once I took a small mistake in one question, I might fail it. So I'm still not sure whether I have failed some of the questions. Maybe yes. So I don't know whether I can pass it. And in the afternoon, the exam is extremely tough. It contains something about the advanced quantum mechanics and something about relativity, which I didn't learn. I'm a person who just take courses in the normal pace. I know there are so many very excellent classmates in the school of physics, and they have learned classical physics and even modern physics in high school when they took competitions, and then they started research very early, and they learn the courses very fast. But I'm not that kind. I didn't take the competition in high school, and I just want to have a solid foundation of every single course. So I just took the courses in the normal pace. So I haven't took the advanced quantum mechanics yet, and I didn't learn much about relativity. I just learned something in electrodynamics. Yeah, about relativity. So for many of the so there are many things that I don't know how to do. So the two exams are totally different. If you want to pass both, you not only need to have a solid foundation for the classical physics, and then you need to be very cautious, and you need to try to make no mistakes in the morning, and in the afternoon you need to be excellent, to be brave, and to explore the solutions. So this might practice different abilities of you, okay? And right now, after finishing the examination, my life gradually turns back to the normal. I don't know whether I can pass it, but it is an end, and I can take part in other activities, like I can seriously take courses, and I can do research. I still have much homework to do, and have much research tasks to finish, because I spent too much time on the exam last week. But I still feel that I have much more freedom and much more relaxed. So I'm studying for the long term, just not for the short term exam. This is a quite similar feeling in my undergraduate life. Yeah, so So this week I gradually enjoy the courses again. Yeah, I'm not just survive the courses. I'm enjoying them, and finally, many of the courses are quite interesting. Yeah, like advanced quantum mechanics, optical atomic physics. Like those courses, I I'm not just trying to take notes and understand and remember the results. I'm trying to understand them, and I'm trying to get in touch with some more more details about them. It's interesting, and for doing research, I'm not just trying to finish the tasks. I'm trying to learn something from it and analyze what it is from it. So this means that after the exam, I come back to the real life. So, well, we have been talking here for 20 minutes. And well, for a brief conclusion, I think the exam is quite an interesting experience. Yeah, through the exam, I've learned much things, many things. Okay, and here are just what I want to share. Thank you for your attention. Bye.